In this video, I'll show you how to fully rig out your FX3 with extended battery life while keeping the budget as low as possible. Some of the items here are optional, but I think I have a nicely balanced rig giving you a lot of functionality for the cost. Links to all these parts will be down in the description. No more messing around, let's get started. First up is the SmallRig FX3 camera cage, part number 3278. SmallRig did send me this cage for review, but every other piece of gear you'll see in this rig I purchased myself. The cage is more like a half cage. The base is Arca Swiss compatible. There is a 15mm rod holder, which I actually won't be using in this build, but it can be handy if you're using something like a SmallRig follow focus. To attach, screw in the base screw, then the side screw, and you're done. FYI, there is a little screw tool held at the bottom of the cage with a magnet, which I really like. The side handle is a SmallRig side handle with NATO clamp, part number HSN2427. It's all metal with comfortable rubber grips. The side of the cage is a NATO rail where you will attach the handle. If you have an FX3, this next part is a must in my opinion. The SmallRig FX3 top handle extension, part number MD3490. This will slightly extend the length of the FX3's top handle, making it much more comfortable to hold and provides some more attachment points. It also adds a plate along the top of the handle with, again, more mounting points. It just makes the whole handle so much more solid. I mean, personally, I think Sony screwed up making the outer casing of the FX3 top handle out of plastic. The interior of the handle is metal, but all this plastic just cheapens the FX3. This bit from SmallRig addresses that problem as much as I think anything can. With this build, you'll need a couple of 12-inch long 15mm rods. I use the ones from Kondor Blue as I am a big fan of this company. There are cheaper ones available on Amazon, which I'll have listed in the description. I also use the SmallRig rail support system, part number 2270. I got this one in particular because of the orientation of the clamp, which worked with the Arca base of the SmallRig camera cage. I also used a standard Manfrotto style plate from the tripod head that I use with this setup, but use whatever plate suits your needs. Next is the AndyCine Pocket V-Lock Plate Quick Release Assembly. It's a mouthful. Attached to that is a nicely rigged cheese plate and a UU Rig power bank holder attached to that. All solid but really inexpensive bits. With this setup, I can easily use the quick release to remove my power source, and I like having things that attach and detach quickly and easily. Now we need the AndyCine NPF battery plate. You'll also need a USB-C cable. I again used one from Kondor Blue. Now any NPF battery will work for you, and I use the larger 970 one. It has a little LED screen showing you your battery life, which I find pretty useful. This power setup is a great budget option, and if you've been shooting video for any length of time, you'll likely have a few of these batteries kicking around somewhere. Plus, with this configuration, when your NPF battery is dead, your camera won't shut off since it's still using the FX3's internal battery. Just plop in a new NPF battery and you keep on rolling. Another big reason why I'm going with USB-C power is that for whatever reason, Sony got rid of the little removable rubber tab on the battery door so you can run a wire from the dummy battery out of it, and I'm not cool with just leaving the battery door open, so USB-C it is. Now, why do I have the battery plate this far back? That's so I can easily open and close the flippy screen of the FX3 if I need to. Now the magic arm I used here I don't think is available anymore, but there is one from, I believe the company's name is UTE Bit, something like that. I'll have that down in the description. It's a solid budget option. Attached to that will be the DesView R5 field monitor, a good budget option. I don't ever shoot video without a field monitor of some sort these days. I mean, I almost rely completely on false color for exposure, but technically the monitor can be an optional part of this rig as well. I have a DRRI D-tap male to DC barrel cable to power the monitor from the D-tap port on the AndyCine plate. I also used a Kondor Blue HDMI cable, and again, I'll have a budget alternative in the description, but this Kondor Blue one is a really great cable. It will even work well with the Atomos Ninja 5 with no kangaroos. I use this little cable management jobby here from SmallRig to tuck the HDMI cable out of the way. These little guys can be a lifesaver with cable management. We polish things off here with the SmallRig matte box, part number 2660. But obviously, this is optional as well. I like this one in particular due to its lower cost, and I think the size of it looks good with this setup. Nothing impresses a client more than a nice matte box, as superficial as that might sound. Just to finish off the look here, I'm throwing in a mic as well. This one is an Octava MKO12, but likely you'll be using a shotgun mic here. Don't forget to pick up this little rubber bit. Unless you're using the specific Sony mic this holder was designed for, which I believe is the ECM XM1, you'll need this to fit other mics here for a good fit. And that's it. As you can see, this rig is nicely balanced in relation to the top handle. Holding it with a single finger and the rig doesn't dip in any particular direction. You can also press the ZG Cine plate and battery up against your body for another point of contact, giving you a little extra stability if you're shooting handheld. I chose most of the parts of this rig because they are good quality for being budget options. Nothing here is cheap garbage, but then again, some of the cheaper parts that aren't solid metal bits like the SmallRig stuff may not last you for years and years. They're a good middle ground. For sure, the SmallRig cage is a great compromise between size, functionality, and price, and I got no reservations recommending it. Thanks to SmallRig for sending it out to me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you have any budget tips for rigging up the FX3, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have a good one.